who talked about specific cases, you can come to representatives of foundation and we will take them to. Now I would like to invite Agnieszka Paulina, our coordinator in ATO zone, to present the brochure for anti-terrorist operation. But there is a case, specific case, serviceman was commissioned. Then he has to treat himself with his own money. The volunteers are looking for psychologists for him. He cannot speak properly. That is my case in my regiment. We were told that the issues of rehabilitation will be discussed at the second session. Let's talk about rehabilitation during the next block. But now Agnieszka Polina Guralska. Thank you. I would like to present our project, which is related to what was mentioned in the beginning. That is that the basis is being informed. I am, as a representative of foundation, I'm in the ATO zone from its very beginning. I talked to soldiers directly. And the military from the very beginning, when they were going there, they did not think about getting the status of the serviceman participant of ATO. They were offended when we were asking them if they receive any salary, because they all went to protect, to defend their motherland, not to get any privileges or awards. But we understood that the servicemen are to be informed, because till now many of them do not know about their rights. They do not know how to get the status of ATO, and we all understand all these things, but there are, especially in voluntary battalions, they were going first there, and then they started thinking about what to do with that, and we organized the information brochure, which had to explain how to get the status of the participant of military action, which will give the possibility to receive privileges of financial assistance. Now we have 30 pages, because when we were going to ATO, we were disseminating it to soldiers. We asked whether they understand it and whether this is something that is of interest for them and of importance. And every time we would find out that they have more questions. They did not understand everything because they were not lawyers. And then what I can personally tell you, we have more information on that, and it's on how to get the status of participant of the military actions, what documents are to be collected, and what could be the privileges received by ATO people, how to get the certificate that you are a disabled person after the war. There will be, unfortunately, many cases like that when relatives can get some military assistance, and this is how the brochure looks like. We wanted it to be perceived well, even graphically, because I saw if the servicemen had access to information. Even for me, it was not interesting, and we wanted those who read, they said that it's perceived well. And what we are talking about here, even if people are informed, there still will be problems, there still will be cases when these rules are violated. And so we submitted the information on how you can get the legal assistance and the contact data of all our partners who agreed to that. For example, the Siege group and other partners of ours. If the person does not receive any information, but the person then can come either to us or to elected organization that can help him. And this brochure now we have 4,000 of copies, and we can disseminate them. You can come to us and ask, maybe someone is interested personally, and we can give it to you, and also you can find it on our website. It's in electronic format. Now we have 4,000 copies of Russian and Ukrainian, and I would like to add, it was possible to print it out thanks to our partners, thanks to Swedish Agency of International Development and Ukrainian Helsinki Union. And because thanks to them, we can disseminate it. Thank you. Do you have any questions related to this brochure? This is now there are amendments to the law passed, and what you say is basically old, and I did not manage to say. The beginning was what? The moderator said that the resolution was written incorrectly. We have in Kharkov a person who said it's written in a stupid way. The resolution was written wrongly. It was illegal. And that was made by the big ministry. Mr. Maltsev is here. The NGOs, we took the Afghani experience and we said how it should be. And there should be the amount given to issue the participant of the certificate of participant. And now listen, the Ministry of Defense wants to give these certificates to those who are mobilized. But how could this be? Not a single person no person will be able to do it. So please update it together with the lawyers and together with volunteers to introduce changes into that. We address the president because everyone is trying to have all the volunteers near the Ministry of Defense. But those who died have no chance to get the status of families. 27 persons came to us. We helped only 7. If the warriors can do that with our assistance, then the families of those who were killed cannot do it. Then the Ministry of Defense said, what discrimination are you talking about? If the person was fighting, if the person was volunteering, he has to receive 20 minimums. If he's a pensioner, 120 minimums. How can those people who died in the same helicopter will receive that amazing book? But I want to say that this book is the best one that we have seen. But it would be great if you publish. Well, okay, I will answer. Thank you for your question. I will answer briefly because I see there will be more additions as to the resolution itself. We work with what we have as to changes the legislation is changing all the time. Basically, the term of these brochures is very short, but we consulted about these latest changes. We know about these changes. We decided not to take into account these details because they are not so significant at the moment. Would anyone else like to comment, to ask a question as to medical? You were saying that the Ministry of Defense wants or does not want to recognize. We work according to the legislation that I'm here to be responsible for the military and those who work in armed forces. As to Resolution 413. At that time, just listen to me. I did not interrupt you. Listen to me. When the resolution was developed by the Cabinet of Ministers, I was then retired. And when my friends said, we are working on such a resolution, that I asked them, why do we need it? We have a basic resolution 302 from 1994, which it clearly says who should do what. But the decision was not made by the Ministry of Defense. The decision was made by the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine. And this resolution was then developed. The further changes that were introduced to this resolution, we come back to the position which were made the foundation. We had the order of the minister number 807 that regulates the procedure of issuing the certificates of veteran of war. When we simplify the system, and we hope we will not have the cases when one document is lost. This new system excludes it because in regional military commission they prepare the document, then send it to regional level, then they send it back and the certificate is issued. You say in a month, I can tell you. Tell me, colleagues, especially those who are from public council at the Ministry of Social Policy and at the Ministry of Defense. The Ministry of Social Policy, they are main in protecting the veterans of war, and the participants of military actions are also part of that. Who is issued any certificate? The certificate, how the certificate is issued? You write the application, then you submit the package of documents, and then the body issues the certificate. What are we doing wrong? I want to leave this room so that we are still friends, and during the coffee break we'll talk to you more and we'll have a warmer contact, and then we shouldn't be looking at each other as at enemies. We are doing one common thing. We have never been thinking that our country will have such problems. We have never expected such scale of ATO, and how we will be able to do it now so that people do not have problems. The participants or members of families. Thank you to all participants. Now we have a coffee break for 15 minutes, and after that